Morning there. I'm at the allotment and thought I'd give you a quick tour of what's going on, and really happy with what is going on actually, because there's a lot going on. We're getting good harvests at the moment from Mange 2, which is just coming to an end, from the first lot of broad beans which went in the autumn. They're going to be dug out soon and there'll be a lot to freeze. Then we've got broad beans already starting to, runner beans already starting to pod up. So that's great. We're going to have potatoes coming out soon. We've got onions coming out, red onions and white onions coming out. We've got some perennial kale, or an Indian cabbage as it is, which we're going to be harvesting soon. So everything is getting really productive on the plots now. So I'm going to take you down to the bottom plot and then give you a quick tour. Okay. So this is the lower plot at the moment. We go up to that blue shed there. There's a narrow path between. All of this has happened since October last year when we got the plot. In fact, I'll put up a photo so that you can see what it looked like in October compared to what it looks like now. Anyway, at the front here, as you may know, we've got our red onions here, and over here we've got the white onions. The red onions are really starting to be ready to be harvested, but all of these have gone to seed at some point or another. And over here is the white onions, where we've only got one that has gone to seed, but you can see that some, like this one here, over here, are really sort of quite nice and sizable onions, particularly this one, which is most probably about 4.5 inches across. Anyway, the leaves are beginning to fall over, so clearly they're almost ready. Then moving over, in this pot here we have a cherry tree, which is not really getting on too well, mainly because there are ants in the pot, so I need to sort that out. Here we have some cabbage, spring cabbage, or pointy cabbage actually, here, and these are our Madeira maroon beans. But this is really odd. You can see, I think here and here, they're getting to about 2 or 3 foot up the cane, and then they're deciding to stop climbing any further, which I don't really understand. This one you can see very clearly, I hope, I'll move in, that it's got to that point and has decided to leave the cane. This one over here, similarly, it's got to sort of 3 feet up the cane and has decided to leave the cane rather than carry on climbing up. These can't even be bothered to climb up. Very odd. Not quite sure. There is straw under here, unlike in the other beds. This one does have some straw in it. And I'm just wondering whether the reason it's not climbing is because either the straw is there or it doesn't have a long enough root run, because none of this was turned over. This is all no dig. Over here, you can see in the front we have Mange 2, which we've had a really good crop on. They continue cropping, but I am now letting some go to seed so that we have seed for next year. Over here is our second lot of broad beans. These were sown this year and they're coming on really well. Going to need to put some neem oil on some of them, as we do have black fly, but that's okay. Then coming around, these are strawberries, which were potted on and in a separate video this year. These are late strawberries, but they've decided to come early. We have an apple tree there. I need to move this netting, which I took off the other day. Then here we have a bit of a wild area with some herbs and some flowers. And then here we have borlotti beans. Again, some of these are doing really well and some aren't. What I have noticed is that some of them are getting this funny leaf curl. Not sure if you can see that. Not quite sure why. Not quite sure why. But anyway, they are flowering. As you can see there, they're starting to flower. So these are Borlotti, which are going to be kept um, for winter use in stews. Down here we have poor germination of carrots, and now I have put some rocket in, as you can see. But this has actually had 3 sowings of carrots, so really poor germination of carrots. And unfortunately, these are from a new seed company which is organic and has all the right credentials, but unfortunately these seed haven't grown, and I've had issues with some of their other seed. This side we have peas, which are all beginning to come now, so that's great. So now the mange two on the other side have finished, these peas are coming. Then if we move over here, we have several sets of tomatoes, 4 rows of 4 tomatoes, so 16 tomatoes. These are all doing well. You can see here that this is a plum variety, here and here, and we don't have any, I think, forming on this one at the moment. So this is, I think, Amish paste here, and this is pink Bulgarian. Then moving on, we have the stunning lychee tomatoes, which, as you can see, have got pretty vicious thorns on them. Not sure if any of that is fruiting at the moment, but the flower is just fantastic. We have another one over there. Then moving on, this is our pumpkin patch, and we have uchi curry. We have 6 uchi curry plants here, and then over here we have 4 crown prince, but they're doing really well, and I think you can see in there they are all flowering, so very pleased with that. And a sunflower that's self-seeded, and 2 sunflowers that we put in. And then moving right around, we've got comfrey here and valerian, and I'm not quite sure what this blue one is, but it just appeared and it was lovely, so I've left it there. Actually, from there you can see more flowers in there, which is great. And then moving around to this bed, this is where we have chickpeas growing, and oh, is that a flower? I think I can see a flower. And then these are further onions, but here and here and here along here I've planted about 7 multi-sown chard, so they have gone in. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these onions, which will allow space for the chard, which is interplanted, to grow. But look, coming down here, these are the first chickpea flowers. Don't know why I expected them to be different to pea flowers, but clearly they're not. So chickpeas, amazing. This is thanks to Vivi, who put her chickpeas in, and I thought I'll go and buy some. So we've got chickpeas. Amazing. I just think it's really exciting. It's nice to grow something different. In here we have cauliflower. The bigger ones are cauliflower. In this tray here we have got some broccoli, which needs to go in, and over here we have some further cauliflower, which I'll give to other people. Then this very big leaf here is a perennial kale. It's an Indian cabbage, actually. It's perennial kale. Then moving over here, if I come out of the plot a bit, give you a better view, we have our carrots and our parsnip bed here, and in here I think you can see we've got some carrots that need pulling, so I'll harvest those in the next couple of days. I won't harvest them today because I know what we're having for supper this evening, and it doesn't include carrots. And then our parsnips are here and are doing really well. There's 2 sowings of parsnips, and yeah, I think these are doing fine. So there we are. That's the plot from this angle, and really pleased with the way it is doing. Then we'll move over to the top plot. Right, so this is our top plot here. And the first thing to notice is the tomatoes. These are Marmande. If I come over here, you can see that these are developing quite nicely. I move that leaf, you can see there's some nice trusses there. What I did notice, I bought these because I thought they were cordon varieties, but they were throwing out so many side shoots. I think you can see here is a side shoot, and on the other side here is another side shoot, this side shoot here. They were throwing out so many side shoots so vigorously, I decided to double check, and actually this variety, Marmande, is actually semi-bush. So what I have done is I have started leaving some. As you can see here, this has got a big stem which I've left. This is the main one. Sorry, this is the main one here. I've left this one grow, and maybe you can see more easily if I move over here. You can see in here there are two stems which I'm letting grow, and in fact there's another one coming. I will take some of these side shoots out because my dad used to take some out when he grew bush, so that they didn't get too weak. Over there is Marmande. Many of these are Marmande, though I'm now thinking that this one here, where I can't see there. These are a plum variety. I think these are San Marzano or San Mancano. I'll have to look it up. I can't remember. I get confused between these and the name for the peppers. Then if we move over here, we have courgettes coming. I think you can see in there, there's a courgette, yellow courgette. They're growing quite slowly at the moment. There's another one in there. This one here is a green courgette. And these two here, again, are yellow courgettes. So I'm just letting them grow and giving them plenty of water. This is where we had two that were eaten, and this one was partially eaten. This is a green one. Sorry, this is a green. I think the variety was just zucchini, where the others are a tenner, which is a yellow. Then moving over here, if I move back a bit, we have our ubiquitous runner bean frame, which is doing really well. This is Black Beauty or Black Magic. I can never remember which. But that's doing really well. This is from seed that I was given last year by another person on Facebook. And as you can see through here, some of them are actually coming up a lovely sort of peach colour. And then through there is a white one. So those will be interesting. We have a kale, which is beginning to start producing again shortly. And then this is an enormous buddleia, really deep coloured buddleia. And then moving round, here we have where our peppers have gone in. Some of these had really bad leaf curl. You can see maybe in this one there was really bad leaf curl, or actually that one better. Let me see if I can get a really bad leaf curl. However, someone did say when you put them in, they will start getting better, and certainly they have. And you can see here they're actually starting to show signs of fruit. So I'm pleased about that. Moving across, this is our broad beans. they're all looking a bit worse for wear now. This is going to be where our broccoli goes in. So I'm going to leave the roots in, just cut them off at the base and plant in. One of the things I have real difficulty growing, or two of the things I have real difficulty growing, is ubiquitous beetroot, which there's some here, and over there, which has got flowers on, is radish. None of our radish produce radish, they all just went to seed. And some of these beetroot, which are actually from a friend, have started bulbing up. But these beetroot here are not our beetroot, but they're from thinnings, but are doing okay. The broad beans, you can see, continue to produce. We have plenty of broad beans, and many of these will be going into the freezer. Here comes the sun. So I have a shadow now. So if I move over here, this is multi-sown module beetroot. This is Chioggia. And actually, it seems to be doing okay. It's Charles Dowding suggested sowing them as batch rather than sowing them singly and thinning them. So that's what I've done here. There's 4 or 5 in each of these clumps. And then down here we have a marigold. I've put in, sorry it's a bit bright, but I've put in the extra peppers that didn't fit in the other plot over there. I put them in here. Still got things to bung in. I had an afternoon the other day where I threw quite a lot in, but there's still other things to go in. We were also gifted sorry you can't see, so there's asparagus there. This is our cutting bench. This is the blueberry that I potted on from a video earlier. And something exciting is we realised we've got a blueberry on the plot already, and I noticed yesterday it's got blueberries on it. These are the apple grafts. This is the one here at the front is the professionally grafted one that effectively died. You know it's professionally grafted because it's got a lovely label on it. But it died. It did nothing. I brought it back from a conference we had in Manchester, and it just wouldn't do anything. So I then regrafted it. I used rubber bands instead of the professional grafting tape, and you can see it's doing pretty well. These two here, this one and this one, are ones which I grafted myself, as you can see, using rubber bands and plastic tape, and they are doing really well. So very pleased about that. Just moving over, we've got a rose here, well, a nice rose that needs to be dead-headed. There's a little pollinating insect here, which is rather lovely always. More comfrey over there, and then up here, bits and pieces need a bit of a tidy. This is a dead hedge. This is a dead hedge here at the back for wildlife. This is the hot bin, and then we have a pallet compost bin. These are our strawberries, which have done okay this year. It's their second year. Last year they were amazing. This year they've done okay, and that's okay. And then if we then move over to the polytunnel, just have a quick look in there. At the back we've got plenty of tomatoes. Now it's interesting that these are the same variety as outside, but these are much bigger, taller, and they have, the stems are a lot less thick. These are thinner stems than outside. Got tomatoes, lettuce and cos lettuce and curly frise lettuce there, which is going to be going in. Brussels sprouts on the floor in the middle there. This is our garlic harvest, which you may have seen. And then over here we've got 2 cucumbers, one here and one here. Salad in between, some rocket here, and we'll be planting up more salad at the end there. So yeah, pretty productive. And then if I come over here, these are our early potatoes, which I think you can see even in the sun are beginning to flop over. Some of them have, all of them have flowered, and some of them have produced the potato seed head that look a bit like tomatoes, which have all been taken off. Though I'll do a harvest video, because if you remember, these are the ones that I sowed, I planted as my dad plants. Over here we have a spare bed, which is going to have what's going in there. I can't remember what's going in there. I've got something to go in there. That bed here is going to have leeks. So that will be, I've got leeks on the bench up here. So that leeks will be going in there. Tidied up this area, which was really overgrown with bindweed, and the lavender has really done well from that. And then moving around, these are our main crop potatoes, and they're looking pretty sorry for themselves, considering that these are our earlies and these are the main crop. It feels as though we should be taking these out now rather than these. But you know, it's been a funny year with water, and it's been difficult to keep on top of the watering. But anyway, the joy that I saw yesterday, and in fact Richard, I didn't tell Richard because I forgot to tell him, is these beauties here. They are blueberries. I think they need picking because they look as though they're drying. But these are blueberries, which we didn't know we had until earlier this year. This is a grapevine which does produce edible grapes, but bindweed is in there as well. I think you can see a few flowers of bindweed, so I need to get that out. And here we have the apple tree, which has had a big June drop. It lost at least half of its apples, but there's plenty more on there. If our parakeets don't get those this year, then hopefully we might get some. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you found that interesting, and see you soon. Please do like and subscribe. Bye.